You gotta get it wrong to get it right.
Exactly.
Hey, no teaming up.
That
no
was good.
teaming up.
That was really good.
What do you think is going on?
It's no accident we're here. These victims are gonna end up being alien.
Based on what?
I have a feeling.
He has a feeling.
I loved how grounded the show was. I think when you think of superheroes, you think of like the metropolis of a city and kind of big buildings and sort of like almost like mob stuff. And this felt much more, you know, like has been said, like True Detective or No Country for Old Men. It was like a Western almost more than anything else.
There's a real human kind of tactile element to it, which is, yeah.
It feels all dusty, doesn't it?
It really, yeah. There is a lot of dust,
There's
actually.
a lot of dust. Yeah.
Yeah, such an excellent writer's room, such an excellent team. You know, they perfectly walk that line of including, you know, all of the Green Lantern lore and the DC lore and what it is to be a superhero genre, and they also made it just abundantly accessible to anybody who might not have the faintest idea about any of the things I mentioned previously. So I think they've just somehow they're just alchemists in that room, and they created this really magical series that it was a joy to have the opportunity to physicalize it and bring it off the page.
When I first read the script, I was very excited of all the possibilities. I was hoping that it would be exactly what you're talking about, and it turned out to be exactly what you're talking about. And I was really pleased with that. Like they didn't miss on a lot of accounts that usually people would miss on. They were very thoughtful of the show. Yeah, very.
I mean, it's really fun. I forgot for the most part that I was in a DC universe, and then every now and then something would happen, or I'd notice the ring, because you get used to the ring being around. But then, you know, there'd be these little elements that I would just forget about. So yeah, it was intriguing stuff, and like you say, there's a bit of Kerry's got a bit of a background, and so that gave me goosebumps.
All right, new lesson. Take the ring. You fly.
Just fly.
I'm sorry. Fly, please. What's that?
One thing as well is the show, which was surprising to me, is actually very funny. In a very human way. Like, people are naturally funny without intending to be. I was wondering, was there any balance in striking that tonally? Like, being funny characters, but not like winking at the camera?
I love what you just said, actually, because I started in theater, and I love what you just said, because Chekhov, he describes his plays as comedies, but he doesn't, in my subjective opinion, he doesn't mean it in terms of comedy as in ha-ha, but it's just like life is funny. And I think that's how this series shares that sentiment. You know, life is funny, and those are the moments that are sort of most resonant, I think, when we're talking about levity within the context of this series. The moments where it's like, that's hilarious because I did that today, or someone I know did that at work. You know, it's relatable, it's tangible. Because
life is funny, even in, you know, in a funeral, people giggle and things happen, and I think it's it's really a shame when you watch things that are a bit too earnest, and shows that don't have any humor whatsoever. And yeah, I feel like that's one of the joyous things about this script is it's got everything. You know, it's like life. It's got very sincere moments, but it's juxtaposed with moments of hilarity and characters behaving like incongruously, and just some I don't know. It was really good fun, the whole thing.
The frustration on Hal's face when you manifest through sheer will the bird, and it stays like fantastic.
There's
And when it
so many
stays.
opportunities in that script. It's awesome.
I mean, first and foremost, it's all on the page. It's like the magic of those words. It made it so easy, and so it means that when you sort of get on set, it's just time to play. You know, it's like the best version of like growing up and sort of going out, like getting kicked out of doors for the summer and then having to make up games and like, you be this and I'll be that, and you know, it felt like fun. And Kyle Chandler makes you feel like it should all be fun. Like, he's a great person to have on a set.
There's a lot of ad-libbing, a lot of improvising, and a lot of just being, just no ego, and just being open and available, and a lot of laughing, and also, allowing ourselves to be unafraid of getting it wrong. And I have to give, that's testament to, Chris Mundy and, those on the other side of the camera. They really gave us, there was no leash, as it were. We just ran with it, and, whatever happened. And sometimes Kyle and I would get it wrong, but we had to get it wrong to get it right, and then eventually you're left with the series that we have today.
Great process.
Yeah, excellent.
This might seem like a slightly nerdy question, but I'm always curious, like with specifics to like a character, the ring. How do you work with because obviously it's like one of the most powerful items in the universe. Mm-hmm. Like when you put it on and you're performing with it, how do you make it feel like the most powerful weapon in existence?
I can't answer that.
It is as soon as you put it on. I can fly, too. I never doubted it. And I did. Didn't I? He didn't fly in the show, but I did. He couldn't get off the ground.
Hey, listen, I'm. This is not an interview for spoilers.
Well, whatever.
That's all I'll say.
I'll just say I was chosen by the ring.
Yeah.
So,
Accidentally, I think they got it wrong.
You got to get it wrong to get it right.
Exactly.
Hey, no teaming up.
That
no
was
teaming
good.
up.
That was really good.
She's the one. She genuinely feels she's in charge, and they're treading on her toes. And so she's got like the task of finding out what's happened here and keeping it all contained and everyone safe. But she's also got the added task of trying to get these nitwits like out of town. And she ends up having to be a bit sort of she, like headmistressy or something. She just particularly Hal Jordan's character is quite obstreperous and juvenile, and he's got all these tricks that he uses to get his way, or he causes chaos to sort of get to the truth of things, and she's just not having any of it. Nitwits.
There are a lot of similarities between these guys. They're two very lonely people. I mean, there are a lot of similarities between that we never discuss in the show. That make that interesting too, and that's why he's constantly between our interaction. I'm constantly learning things about myself through him, which really pisses me off. He's just like a thorn under the saddle blanket.
Yeah, I utilized all of that. John has such a rich history, and I don't mean monetary. I mean just it's such a rich history, and it's a very dark history. John is, as much as a superhero, as much as he is a superhero, he also has a lot of darkness internally that he is constantly wrestling with. John is the type of person who chooses to be good when he has every reason not to be, and I think that's such a special thing.